Hi there, I'm Alex from the Southern Ukulele Store, and did you know it's been nearly 2 years since I made a Soprano comparison video? There is a smaller community, but a much more loyal community for Soprano ukuleles in 2022. The people that play Soprano, they like that traditional, that feel of the early days of the ukulele, that jazz, soul, smoky sound that you get from a mahogany soprano, or perhaps that percussive sound that you get from just smaller ukuleles in general. Either way, we're going to take a look today at 10 Soprano ukuleles. I think we've got 9 different brands on the go here and various different price ranges, going from the humble Ohana PK10 Pineapple Soprano all the way up to a Kanile'a K-3 and a KoAloha PK10 Soprano. So something from Hawaii, something from China, and pretty much everything in between. Let's give the Ohana PK10 the first look. Okay, first up today we're going to take a look at the Ohana PK10. Why would you go for a pineapple ukulele? What's the point of that? Well, a normal soprano has that slightly hourglass figure to it. The pineapple shape takes away the pinched waist, and the theory behind that is you get a slightly bigger, slightly honkier, warmer, more nasally, lower mid-frequency heavy sound. And that's not always the case, but in most cases that's exactly what you get, almost a concert soprano. So a soprano neck with a concert body. And that is the kind of thinking behind the origin of a pineapple. The PK10 is laminate mahogany, made to look like the original Martin and Kamaka ukuleles in terms of proportions. You have a mahogany neck with an oven coal walnut fingerboard and bridge. You have old-fashioned style headstock with the ornate detailed open gear tuners. There's some nice etching on the tuner plates themselves, and a 35mm nut width. But yeah, simple and effective. This is one of those tried and tested early soprano type ukuleles. It just happens to be a pineapple shape. Let's give the PK10 a play and see what you think. Second up today, we're going to take a look at the Kala KA BMB-S, which is an all-solid bamboo soprano. The first thing to point out, nice little trivia thing for you there, is you describe it as all-solid wood because that's what people expect to hear about a ukulele, but it's actually all-solid grass because bamboo is a type of grass as opposed to wood. So really fast-growing, hard and durable material. It's sustainable, which is always good in the modern world, and the neck is bamboo, fingerboard is bamboo. Has a very cool slotted headstock with some very not bamboo black metal open gear tuners. It still has a 35mm nut width. The slotted headstock does give it a slightly chunkier look, and the proportions of the body on this are just a bit wider at the lower bout than most sopranos. But on the whole, this is a win. When these first came out, they really did up the ante for what you could get from an affordable soprano, and that's still the case now, 4 or 5 years later. Let's give the BMB-S a play and see what you think. Okay, next up today we're going to take a look at the Kala KTS-7. It's had a few slightly different code names over the years. It was once called the SSTU and then the BP, and it comes in different sizes that all have their own code that's very similar as well. But the bare bones of it is that it's a solid spruce travel ukulele. well, all ukuleles are travel ukuleles, yes? Well, no. Not all ukuleles have this really shallow body, which is half the depth of a normal soprano ukulele. So it fits snug. If you're a large-chested man or lady like myself, then this kind of ukulele fits more snug to the body. Lots of people find them very comfortable for that reason alone. You have a rosewood fingerboard and bridge with Carla's classic headstock, and you have closed gear tuners. It's also one of the few Carlas to come with a gig bag, so it's ready to go, ready for the road, or just ready for going under your bed when you're not playing it. It's a very durable ukulele with a solid top, affordable, fun to play. Let's give the SSTU a play. Next up today, we're going to take a look at the UK20SSP in natural. This does come in a few different colour finishes, in a black, which is very much a dark brown, and a blue, but this is the unstained mahogany ukulele. It has a solid top with laminate back and sides, and you'll see it's a pineapple shape once again, which gives you that slightly girthier sound, slightly thicker, richer sound. Has a rosewood fingerboard and bridge, and most importantly a gloss finish, which adds a bit of sparkle to the top notes. And if you're finger picking, the notes have a bit more attack to them, a bit more definition. And this also has a slotted headstock. One other thing to note, aside from these very good open gear tuners, is that the nut width on this ukulele is slightly wider than 35mm too. I can't remember the actual measurement, but you will find it on the listing on our website. And it's a chunkier neck profile than the Sopranos I've played in this video up to this point. Let's give the UK20SSP a play and see what you think. Next up today, we've got the Islander MOS-4. This is laminate mango, slightly slimmer proportions on the body, but it does have a wider 38mm nut width. You have a rosewood fingerboard and bridge with the classic Islander headstock copied from their Kanile'a design, and then you have these white button open gear tuners. I love white buttons against mango, one of my favourite combos. You have black front and back binding, and it has Kanile'a's pin bridge, which can feel a bit heavy when you're holding it on a soprano compared to some of the other sizes, but from the kind of aesthetic standpoint, it does do a great job, and I don't feel like it hinders the sound in any way. For a laminate, this has one of the thicker, fuller sounds that you'll find. Let's give the MOS-4 a play and see what you think. Next up today, we have a variation of the Flea M30. The M30s come in a wide range of colours and top woods. This is a standard pine top, so a laminate pine top with ABS plastic moulded back. It's not quite a pineapple shape, it's not quite a normal shape, it's very much Flea's own shape, and they've been making them now for over 20 years, I believe. You have a walnut neck on this model with a plastic fingerboard, but there are plenty of other options out there with different fingerboard and neck materials too. This one has friction tuners on a slotted headstock and has just ever so slightly wider nut width than your average uke and a slightly thicker neck profile with a very flat point on the back, which lots of people who struggle to play smaller ukes really love. Let's give the Flea M30 a play and see what you think. Next up today we have the Millar TM-210L. This is an all-solid mahogany soprano ukulele but with a long neck. You have a constant neck here on a soprano body, so longer frets, more spacing on your fingers, but still very much a soprano in sound and feel, and the kind of aesthetic quality of it is very traditional Martin. You have Millar's classic headstock here with open gear tuners and black buttons, a 35mm nut width, and quite an unusual choice. Out of the factory these come with black nylon strings, which I think sound just like the older ukuleles. The sound that you've got in your head for a soprano uke is very much here with this instrument. And you don't need me to tell you how good Millar's are. All you need to do is watch any of the other videos that we've made about this brand. A great brand with very much a custom shop feel to them at an affordable price. They are made by a handful of people, all from the same family. You've very much got mum, dad and sons on the same production line working for a common goal, and that common goal is the TM-210L. Next up today we have the Kiwaya KTS-7. If you're a traditionalist, a purist, all of those ist words that you use about somebody that has a fandom for something, you will know about the KTS-7. It's the most faithful replica and modern reproduction instrument based on early Martin style 3 ukuleles. It has a Honduran mahogany top, back and side, so really high quality, an almost kind of transparent looking grain pattern to the mahogany here, a satin finish with front and back cream ivory binding, and then a front 3-tier binding as well, very regal looking, with that sound hole rosette also having 3 levels of binding. The strip up the fingerboard, why don't more brands do that? I love this strip down the fingerboard. And then you have a little maple cap on the bottom as well. I say it's maple, I believe actually, forgive me, it's Ivoroid on this particular model. You have a rosewood fingerboard and bridge with Goto planetary tuners in, so traditional looking tuners but with a modern gear inside. Yeah, nothing not to love about a KTS-7. It's one of those ukuleles that if you're going to have one soprano in your collection, it could well be and should well be this ukulele. Let's give it a play and see what you think. penultimate ukulele of the day today is a KoAloha Royal PK10 Soprano. This in itself is a model that's had quite a few different variations over the last 10 years, but the bare bones of it is it's a traditional satin koa soprano ukulele. KoAloha, a family business with a very loyal family vibe to how they build their instruments. The KoAloha way is just a bit different to everyone else. How they brace their instruments is unique. How they put them together, the shape, the sound hole, which is based on a rice bowl, and the 5-point crown to the headstocks. They're all just a bit quirky, and what you look at with this ukulele very much represents and mirrors how it sounds. They're slightly less tamed than other instruments out there. They're a bit more boisterous, and I find them to be incredibly dynamic. If you're somebody that finger picks smaller ukuleles, this is probably the best choice of the list today for you. Also, modern incarnations of the Royal PK10 ukuleles have geared tuners. Older ones come with friction pegs, so it's a modern change to give it a modern look. Let's give this Royal PK10 Soprano a play and see what you think. The last ukulele of the day today is always the perfect uke to end a video on. This is a Kanile'a. It's the Kanile'a K3 Premium. Kanile'a don't make too many sopranos. They are very time consuming to make, and people generally look at a soprano ukulele in a tenor and assume that the tenor should cost quite a bit more, but the production side of things, the amount of effort that goes into these, really there's no difference between the soprano and the tenor. The K3 Premium Soprano is premium curly koa wood. It's very holographic, and I actually find it very hard indoors to get the best out of the wood on the camera. But you can see some really in-depth pictures of it on the listing if you want to see it in further detail. Look at the bottom of that. Whoa! Wow-wa-wee-wa. There are not words for that. It's just stunning. It looks like a tiger. It doesn't look like wood. It has its own life and its own soul. You have front, technically tortoise shell, but it's almost a purple binding. It's slightly translucent purple binding on the front and back, with a maple sound hole rosette, an ebony bridge with the bridge pins, going up to an ebony fingerboard with white mother of pearl dots, and then finally Kanile'a's white mother of pearl headstock with Kanile'a branded open gear tuners on the back. It has a 38mm nut width. It's the bigger person's soprano. If you're a larger person, if you're somebody with big hands and you want to play a smaller ukulele, this is the best option out there for you. It's an heirloom quality instrument as well. You're just not going to see many of them. We maybe get 2 a year, and I know that not many dealers around the world are kind of stocking a wide range of Kanile'a sopranos. So let's treat this as the treat it is and give it a play and see what you think. Well, there you have it, folks. We've taken a look at 10 soprano ukuleles. Forgive me for being very quick on the draw with the descriptions in this video, but I wanted to try and keep it under 20 minutes. I failed. You're watching. It's past 20 minutes. You know I failed. But thank you for watching all the same. If you have any questions about these ukuleles, you can contact me or anyone on the team on 01202 430 820 or email us at alex@ukulele.co.uk. I'd be very grateful if you subscribe to the channel and check back each week for a new ukulele video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.